They say winning ain't everything. Well, we don't have them type conversations over here, man. Had that conversation with the losers. We trying to win at everything we do. Even in the loss, we don't see defeat. We see a lesson learned. Straight up. Look, I came into this world in 1978. The doc looked me in my face and knew I was something great. 45, 42 Prescott, that's where I'm from. Grew up in the slums around dope dealers and bums. As humble as I was, I adapted to my habitat. In my own lane though, far from where they crashing at. Dumb bar graduate, the game I done mastered it. Served in the Navy, look, y'all don't know the half of it. Pops passed in 01, moms passed last year. I know they up in heaven smiling down, crying mad tears, cause they son making it. No telling where I'm taking it. My city been cursed, but I feel that I'm breaking it. Coached at Wayne High in 15 in one state. Seen the fork in the road and went straight. I know what I'm worth, I'm OG King CURT. Brooklyn Nets gaming crew legend, let's work.
Hey, this is OG King CURT, your host of the OG2CENTS podcast. Want to thank each and every one of you who tune in every Sunday. That's very appreciated. Just make sure you hit that subscribe, like, and share. Also give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Helps us out a lot. Let's continue to stand against all forms of racism and injustice. And this episode is brought to you by Zenni Blocks. Make sure to armor your eyes with Zenni Blocks virtual clear blue blockers. It's important to protect your eyes from harmful blue light from your digital screens, so you'll have less eye strain, and that makes for better sleep and performance. Check them out at zenni.com/gaming or follow them at Zenni Gaming on Twitter and Instagram. This episode is, it's been a long time coming. I actually, this guy, I really have a fond admiration for him. Don't really know him, and this is truly, I think, a good time for me to get to know him, and for all the listeners out there to get to know him as well. It's Winter Stays On. He's a former 2K League player. Drafted first round, 15th pick to Grizz Gaming. And I just think he's one of the more charismatic players that we have in the NBA 2K ProAm community. So with further ado, Larell Mitchell, also known as Winter Stays On. How you doing?
Doing really good, man. I want to thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for allowing me to come on here. You are one of the coaches, one of the GMs, multiple titles, big experience in the 2K community that I have a lot of respect for. So I definitely appreciate you allowing me the opportunity to come on.
Nah, thanks, man. I'm glad you're here. And, just jumping right into it, I just want you to walk us through your story and how you got to the point where you were when you got drafted in season 1 of the NBA 2K League.
Yeah, so I pretty much have been playing 2K since 2K 14. I really got into like the not so competitive scene, but like I kind of got into it in 2K 15 when I was a really, really dominant point guard. I was one of those guys that would go out there in the Jordan Rec Center and drop 100 points a game, and people be like, "Man, we all were using LaMarcus Aldridge base." I was one of those guys that I was always a really, really, really good scorer. And I started building my team. I started grabbing guys that I would play against or, guys that I would randomly come in contact with. And, we started playing, and I kind of started building my name for myself. In 2K16, that's when Road to the Finals started coming around. I built my team, Legends of Legacy. And we, tried to compete. We wanted to compete at the highest level. I felt like the guys that I was playing with weren't really known, but they believed in me and I believed in them, and I pretty much came up with a system offensively and defensively that worked well for us against a lot of the top teams. We climbed the ranks. I had a top 10 team in competitive Pro-Am ranking wise, and we actually had almost qualified for Road to the Finals. We were leading the entire day on Saturday, and another team ended up taking our spot probably within the last 45 minutes. And we just weren't able to pick it back up. So I've been playing 2K for a really long time. 2K17, same thing. I was playing. And then when they talked about the league coming out, it was like, oh man, this is an opportunity like for me to really show what I'm worth. This is before I really knew much about the competitive side when it comes to leagues. I didn't really know much about leagues. I didn't start getting into that until, I almost had got drafted. Around that time, I started hearing more about the WR and the MPBA and a lot of different leagues around. I was like, oh, okay, so this is where everyone kind of knows each other from. Fast forward, I felt like I did really good in the combine. I actually led the 102 in assists per game at point guard. Pretty much all your favorite players that came in season one, I felt like I competed with them, and I felt like I held my own. I got drafted in the first round. I felt like I had really good interviews, and I felt like I built some relationships with the people that I felt like kind of controlled everything, which was the GMs and the coaches. And I really tried to stand out in the interview process because I take it really serious. Fast forward, I made the league, and of course, it didn't go the way we wanted it to over at Grizz Gaming, but you got to look forward, and that's kind of where I'm at now.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I mean, because like I said, a lot of information about people we don't know. Like we know people at the current stance, and I know a lot of people in the 102 that quote unquote was unknown. They took they took some shots, and because the people the majority didn't know who they were. Me myself personally, I always try to be the light, the ray of hope and light for whether you was known or unknown, because my whole role was to basically promote players that played in our league. So none of that stuff never really bothered me, and we'll get into a lot of different topics about the community and its behavior and thoughts and different things like that. But what did it feel like when you made the 102 and you got drafted and you went first round? What did that feel like?
It was, I keep saying it, man, it was like a dream come true, honestly. It was something that, in the back of your mind, you believe that you're a good player. And I believed I was a really, really, really good player. But you never know. You can't say, oh, it's a lock. Oh, I'm guaranteed. I worked my butt off, man. And I did it in a way that nobody had seen before. And for me to take, who I was, which was an unknown player, and I've completely embraced that. I was an unknown guy, and I'm perfectly fine with it. To do everything that I did, the way that I did it the right way. I didn't step on anybody's toes. I didn't have to call out any bigger name players. I built everything from the ground up. And to go out there and prove to coaches that I belong, and everybody was saying I was giving some of the best interviews. I took it extremely serious. I've always had a professional mindset. So just going in there, like trying to prove, hey, I want to play for your organization. I didn't turn down an interview. I showed up with a shirt and tie on every single interview, and I took it really serious. And for a team to take a chance on me in the first round, it meant a lot to me. Of course, the season didn't go the way that we wanted it to go, but I felt like when I got drafted, I felt like, okay, this is where I belong. And I feel like this spot that I got drafted in the first round is where I was supposed to go. I don't believe in luck. I believe we work hard for things and we earn it. And I felt like I earned that title based off of everything, not just the combine play, not just league play. I felt like my interview process meant a lot, and I felt like teams, they really wanted me. And that's when everything kind of like started changing up, and you get in the league, and you move to your city, and you start to see, okay, all right, it goes a different way than what I thought it was going to go. I thought everybody was going to be all, hey, we're happy to be here, we're excited, this is great, this is a good time for everyone. But it was more so like, oh, we don't know you. Okay, yeah, no, this isn't going to work. And that's one of the things that I've tried to speak on for the last 2 years is the mindsets of a lot of individuals in the community that are kind of closed off and one-sided. And that's been my role in the community, and I'm going to continue to speak for the little guy. I'm going to continue to speak for the people that don't have a big platform, because they're the ones that I care about the most, and they're the ones that I play with on a regular.
No, I commend you for that. This is kind of gonna be like a dual part question. Just in, you already spoke on the fact that obviously the season didn't go the way you wanted. A lot of things didn't go, naturally how any team would want it to go. Um, and nothing has to be direct, so to speak, because I don't run a drama type show or anything like that. So it's just pretty much like what went wrong in Memphis.
So I'll start by, and this is in my my honest opinion. I believe there was a lot of things that I needed to work on personally when it comes to my gameplay on the court. But I also feel like I wasn't given the time to grow as a player, as an individual in the league. And I wasn't given the time to evolve. A lot of the guys that played in the league had already had friendships and relationships built from years and years of playing ProAm. They all kind of knew each other. They know each other's tendencies. They FaceTime each other. They talk to each other on a daily basis. They're in parties with each other and group chats with each other. And here you are, here I am, this quote unquote random that a lot of people wanted to call me in season one, that got drafted in the first round, where a lot of people felt like, I took somebody else's spot. And I don't feel like I was given an opportunity to prove who I am and what I stand for and what I'm about. I felt like they were like, oh, you can't do this. Oh, you don't know how to do this. Oh, no, we don't like doing that. And it made it a rough season for me. I don't even like talking about season one because, I'm a very passionate person. I'm a very emotional person, and it hurt. It really hurt. Like just being counted out and being doubted. When I wasn't given the opportunity to grow and evolve as a player. When I came into the league, going to Memphis, moving to Memphis, telling my daughters goodbye and moving to Memphis and saying, hey, I'm going to take this opportunity serious because this is an opportunity for me to change my life and provide for my daughters in a different way other than working 60 to 70 hours a week. I moved to Memphis. I did it. I wasn't the same player 2 weeks moving to Memphis. I wasn't that same guy. I wasn't the same player a month living in Memphis. I had to learn, and I took practice serious. I showed up every day early. I showed up every day on time. I left late. I did a lot of things that a lot of people just don't even know. And I realized that I needed to evolve my game as a person. And, when I first came into the league, I told him, I was like, man, listen, I play point guard, but like, I'm not that super dribble god. I don't do all the momentum dribbles and all the spam dribbles. I was like, I use my IQ, and my IQ has got me here. My IQ got me drafted. I'm all about running plays. I'm all about getting my teammates involved. The ball doesn't have to be in my hand 24/7 for me to be effective on the court. I'm offensive and defensive minded. And I think they just looked at me and it was like, nah, you know what? Nah, this is not going to work. And it was a lot of hostility, man. It was a lot of hostility in season one. And I feel like we all needed to grow up, honestly, from, speaking for myself and others. I'm not going to sit here and blame everyone else for the downfall of the season. I had to look at myself and take responsibility for some of the things that I caused. But at the same time, had I been given the opportunity that everyone else had, I felt like we could have had a pretty good season.
No, I'm with that. I mean, because that's one of the from and it's not even I'm not gonna keep beating down season one. We're gonna move past that, but like you having that experience,
Yep.
Because a lot of people that hasn't been in the league and hasn't been drafted, like they have no clue. The only thing that they know is what their friends tell them.
Yep.
And until you actually experience it, you really don't know, because accountability is something that very few very few go down that road. Some people start it, but it's a hard road to go down and take everything that comes along with it. So, just like now moving forward,
Yep.
what are some things that you think that you have improved on as far as your game and how you take on the communities and not only community, but even players that's in the league? How do you you gauge yourself versus how they may look at you?
Yeah, I mean, my thing is I've completely accepted the quote unquote villain role that people have kind of try to label me, even though I've done nothing but be the nice guy. You know, I've been the nice guy, but for whatever reason, they're trying to like push that villain role on me, where it's like, you know, they take the shots at me and try to see if I'm gonna shoot back, you know. But no, man, when it comes down to me, I try to keep everything 2K related and respectful. Everything on social media, I'm very interactive on social media, but I always keep it 2K related and respectful. I allow people to express their opinions. Most people that you talk to that have ever played with me are gonna tell you, this dude he's good. Like, this guy is different. He's a different breed. But it's kind of the people that never really played with me, never really, you know, maybe have played against me once or twice or whatever. But you know, yeah, man. I mean, my thing is, I don't want to be labeled as a point guard or as a shooting guard or as a small forward. I've spent my entire 2K journey, my entire career, trying to be the most overall well-rounded player that I can be. When people say, "Hey, man, you know, we need somebody to run the 5," all right, I got you. What you need? When we need somebody to run power forward, all right, I got you. I'm all about, and you can ask anybody, like, I'm all about playing whatever position is needed or whatever I feel is the weakest position on the court. Put me at the weakest position and I'm going to make it stronger. And so I don't really have like a label, you know, when guys be coming out with the list and stuff, like, oh yeah, top shooting guards, top power forwards. I'm never going to be on a list because I don't have a specific title. I'm great at every position, and I look at myself as being a great player. And that's how any player in any league or anybody getting into ProAm or anybody getting into 2K in general, if you don't look at yourself as being a great player, then you're never going to be great because you're already limiting yourself. I look at myself as being one of the best players in the world. I'm going to continue to do that, and nobody can hold me back but me, honestly. If it comes down to me saying, hey, you know what, I'm good, man, I had a good run, you know, I've proven myself, I've done all that I can do, and I give up, then that's something completely different. But as long as I keep going, I'm always going to look at myself a certain type of way, and that translates on the court. And you can see it whenever you watch me play, the type of energy that I bring, the emotion that I bring, the IQ that I bring, and the leadership. And that's what I pride myself on.
No, and I get it. I mean, and it's funny that you said a villain role, because and most would say, like, you know, when you think of villain, you think of the bad guy. But in the 2K community, you can be a villain being the good guy, because that's not always normal protocol.
Yeah.
Like, so I definitely get that, and trust. This year, I've took my fair share of shots, and I've been nothing more but giving to the 2K community. So I can definitely relate to that. You know, it's just when you think of now, what does a 2K professional, like, what it define that through your experience and what you've witnessed, and even up until what you see now? What is a 2K professional to you?
You know, for me, it's all about someone realizing what type of, or kind of like coming into terms, what type of legacy they want to have. For me, I want to be known as the guy that went out of his way to help other people or do for other people. I've played with the most people in the 2K community. Former league player, I've played with the most people. I don't care if you have background. I don't care if you have experience. I don't care if you're bad. I don't care if you're not comp ready. I'll play with anyone, because at the end of the day, I want them to see, like, this is what a professional is supposed to do in my eyes. We all have different views. You have guys that just like, oh no, I care about my record. I can only play with this group of individuals. Oh no, I'm not going to give anybody a chance. You can watch me. You can watch me. You know, you can come through the Twitch stream and watch me play with a bunch of other guys. But that's not, for me, that doesn't do it. For me, what does it is getting everybody in a party, guys that I've never met, never talked to, don't know anything about, getting them into a party, and we all just laugh and joke and play the game. And they say, man, like, you're so much different from everyone else. It's people right now that'll tell you, I'm one of the only former league players, or at the time was a league player, that even added them on PSN. Like, they're like, man, I sent all these guys friend requests because I respect them and I like them and they're doing something that I want to do, and they wouldn't even add me back. Or they message somebody on Twitter, a simple message like, hey, you know, can you follow me back? Or can you give me a shout out? Or, you know, I'm a fan of you. I like what I see and I support you. Those guys don't even spend the time to talk to them. I can't do that, because the same people that support me are the ones, like, support me for when I'm trying to get to the top, or the same people. Like, you're not going to get to the top if you have no supporters. Like, you have to respect those people. Like, and that's how I look at it. The same people, like, you're not better than anybody. And the thing that I've been trying to tell people in the community is I'm no better than anyone. I just happened to do something. It was my time to do it. Me making the league, that was my time. And I can't look at it like, oh yeah, you know, I'm better than you at this, and yeah, y'all will never do this. I don't downplay anybody. When people talk about, yeah, man, I don't think I'm good enough to make the league, I'm saying, man, you're good enough, bro. Get those 50 games done, get those 100 games done, get in the combine and see how you do. And if you don't feel like that you're doing good enough, okay, at that point evaluate it, but don't cancel yourself out before it. I'm all about uplifting people, and I feel like more professionals in the community need to do that, because they're the ones that are helping y'all get to where y'all want to get. They're the ones going on YouTube and following you. They're the ones following you on Twitch. They're the ones following you on Twitter. You can't just none of this, everything that we have now can be taken away from us at any time. So don't take it for granted. And I can't take it for granted.
Nah, and you've pretty much hit on a lot. And like, you know, what are you know, current state? Like, what are your thoughts on the 2K ProAm community, you know, at this moment?
A lot of talent, but very close-minded. The community is a very close-minded community. The private groups and the private parties, they don't want to include other people. They want to keep it to where they're comfortable. And I feel like that's the biggest issue that we have, is that there are so many, you know, there are hundreds of thousands of people that play 2K. You can't tell me that there's only 100 good people or 150 great individuals that play 2K. No, they're the ones that have probably been around the longest, have the most established connections, and fortunately for them, they're playing on the right teams where they're able to make the playoffs every year, are able to make an Elite Eight or a Final Four. But you can't tell me that those are the only individuals that are good at the game, because I know for a fact that if you change out some of those people that are on top teams with some unknown names, the outcome might be the same. You know, if you put a bunch of good people around one person that might not be so good, you'll probably still have a pretty good team. Like, I feel like the community is just really closed-minded, and I am an example of the closed-mindedness in the community, because I was drafted in the first round as a no-name player, and I was basically dismissed before I had even played a game. And that's the issue that we have. And I know a lot of people say, oh, well, man, we're getting better. You know, I'm sorry that you had to be the guy that had to take all the punches and stuff. But that, I'll never forget the way that I was treated by a lot of people in the community, by a lot of people that before I had even played a game, they were like, oh, this dude, oh, wasted pick, oh, horrible, this, that, before I had even played a game. That is the issue that we have in the community, because if you want the community to grow, you can't do that to people that are trying to support the community. A personality like mine, somebody that wants to do good things, that wants to do great things, that wants to see the league grow, I received so much hate from the same people, from the same community that I want to see grow. Now tell me, why should I even give the community a chance? And if you think about that, why would anyone else want to give the community a chance? It's like people are saying, oh, man, we all got to stick together, man. We got to stick together. But that's only for the people that they care about and that they know. If it's somebody that they don't know, oh, no. We all stick together because we know each other. But that guy over there, no. Forget him. Nah, we're good. Let's just keep our group together and we'll be good. Don't worry about these other guys. And in my opinion, that's the wrong way to go about things.
No, you're right. I mean, trust, it's nobody who can relate to that, any more than myself. I mean, it's obviously I've dealt and seen a lot over the years of being a part of one of the the originators, along with LT West, Ev, the W. Like we've we've endured a lot. I mean, and it's crazy to me because if you really think about it from my point of view, you really can see where ego and attitude has shifted, because obviously I remember a time where a lot of these players who are quote unquote known now, I remember when they wasn't known.
Yeah.
And their approach was more like yours. Like they wasn't loud, outspoken, or calling people shitters or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. And really what it does in a nutshell, like you said, it drives people away. And and that stunts growth all the way around the board, because if you have, obviously, right now, what is it, 138 players?
Yeah.
In the 2K league. I mean, that's only a pinch of what the community really is. And you notice I always say 2K ProAm community, because the 2K community is widespread. I mean, our game is one of the games that actually has five different modes, 5 to 6 different modes to it, that creates a larger community. But the ProAm community is by far not the largest of 2K.
Not at all. Not at all.
So, really, in essence, I mean, we should be supporting each other more than we do. We should be looking to create bigger and better fan bases, as individuals, that and in doing that, that would allow, organizations to grow, the league to grow, and everything. So I definitely can relate to that. I mean, and like, something I want to ask you, like, going forward, are you pursuing season 4? And if you are, what are some things that you want to do better? And also, just how would you address anyone that may be skeptical about, like, not fully knowing, like, what may have happened, in your first season, that can allow them to look away?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm never going to close the door on opportunities when I feel like I do have a gift. So I can never say for sure, like, yes or no to anything, because I do feel like playing video games in general is a gift. I feel like I'm really great at 2K, but I'm great at video games in general. I can pick up a game, figure it out. I'm really good at figuring out things and find a way to win. So, going as far as like going for season 4, I mean, there's a few things that I would like to see change before I fully commit myself to it, but I'm not going to close the door on it. I do feel like that the league was a great opportunity for me. I love the league. I love talking about the league. And I ultimately want to see it grow. I want to see more teams in the league. Teams, even out of the US. I want to continue to see it grow, because it's a great opportunity for a lot of people, not just for myself, but for a lot of individuals that could change their life. Just all it takes is just that one team to believe in you. And in season 1, it was the same thing for me. All it took was that one team to believe in me. So, I'm never going to shut the door on that. As far as things that I do personally, just getting more experience. Every year is a new year. Every 2K is a new 2K. You have to learn it. I'm one of the people that don't sleep when a game first comes out. So when 2K21 comes out, it's just getting that experience, man. Like playing it time and time again, running with different people, just really getting a feel for the game. And I feel like within a week or two, I'll pretty much have it down. It really just comes down to what position I want to play. Every year I create multiple positions. I create point guards, small forwards, and centers. I might try like that power forward center spot, small forward maybe. So, I mean, it just comes down to what I want to play. But yeah, man, to anybody that's just kind of skeptical of me or anything. I felt like season 1 and beyond could have been handled a little bit differently from management. It's my job to play. My job is to play. It doesn't matter who's on the court with me. And this is the one thing that I've said. I don't need to be your best friend to produce on the court. If we can produce on the court together and win together, that's fine. You don't need to like me. Of course you would want that, but there's been proven that you don't have to be somebody's best friend to be great on the court with them. So I mean, for me, it's like, man, just continue doing what I've been doing. Just continue staying the course. If I get interviews, then I'm going to take every interview like I've been doing every year and trying to prove to teams that I'm a guy that is just kind of misunderstood. And that's really what it comes down to, man. But I feel like it wasn't my job to address rumors. It's not my job to come out and say, hey, this happened or this didn't happen, without making someone else look bad or without making myself look bad. See, I'm very strategical. I thought about this stuff for a really long time, but at the end of the day, I'm a player. It's, if somebody has thoughts about something that happens, as long as the 2K League doesn't release a statement with my name on it saying, hey, he did this, then it's just rumors at the end of the day. But I do feel like management from any team can kind of be the ones to clear things up. And I felt like I didn't really have that in season 1, where a simple message could have came out and said, hey, look, guys, this didn't happen. Whatever you're thinking about, this didn't happen. Everyone made mistakes on every different level, but I was an unknown guy, and it was a lot easier for somebody in the community to believe something from somebody that they have a relationship with than to believe something from somebody that they don't know. So, I mean, for me, I'm just going to stay the course, continue to be positive, continue to uplift people on social media, and continue to do what I've been doing. And hopefully, whatever happens, happens. If I pursue the league and make it out of the combine and make it back to the interview process, hopefully I'll continue getting these good interviews and proving myself.
Gotcha. A few more questions before we get out of here. Is thoughts on season 3?
Season 3, yeah, man. I mean, it's been kind of up and down. A lot of teams I thought were gonna do good, kind of surprised me by not doing so well. But I feel like with the constant revolving door of talent, that's how it's gonna be every year. Until we get out of the mindset, we're like, hey, these are the guys, these are the top guys, and we're just gonna bounce them from team to team. Kind of like start opening the door for more individual talent to come in, for more people to come in, for fresh faces. Get some new people in the league, man, and just see how it works. Because the buddy system that we talk about so much, whether it exists or not, speak on it. But I felt like a lot of people are starting to see now, like, hey, man, for some of these teams that are really struggling with, guys and their best friends on a team, they're going to have to answer for that. And I think management from different teams, because every team is different, I feel like management for certain teams needs to really start taking more control over their teams and saying, you know what, we tried it y'all way, didn't really, work out the way we wanted to. We're going to really start getting some people involved that are going to evaluate talent, because I feel like the scouting process is kind of shaky as well. We keep revolving the same names in the community and expecting different results. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. At some point in time, we're going to have to switch up. Somebody's going to have to say, hey, you know what, we're going to do something differently. And then I think the door is going to open up. It just takes one team to go against the grain. Season 3's been up and down, man. It's a lot of fresh faces, a lot of new talent, but it's also it's been shaky, man. It's been shaky.
Thoughts on remote play?
Remote play, I love it. Adjust to it. If you can't adjust, then maybe you're not as much of a professional as you thought you were. Adjust to it. Don't hop on Twitter making excuses. Adjust to it. And I know how it feels to play delayed. I know how it feels. So what are you going to do? You're getting paid to do this. You're getting paid to do this. So make it work, figure out a way, and do what you got to do. But of course, playing in the arena is a lot better. Playing in the studio is a lot better. The energy is different. You got people screaming at people, yelling at people. You got fans in there. It's a lot different. But I personally enjoy watching remote play, man. I mean, it's just, you know, that you got to get some more personalities in the league, man. You got to get down, you know. I know you guys got Chop, man. He wears his little aviator glasses. But yeah, man, just get some more personality, man. Like, it's a 2K league. If you want to watch it, you want people to be like, oh, I like that person right there. That's the jersey I want to buy. So that's what I'm all about, man. That's why I continue to keep I do what I do on social media for a reason, man. Like I said, I'm always thinking about the bigger picture. And, yeah, we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens, King.
Just out of curiosity, I mean, you know, and I think that I like the fact that how you brought up, like, when the game comes out, you make multiple players and positions and builds and different stuff like that. I mean, what, you know, would you be opposed if in season 4, let's say somebody drafts you and you start out as a 6-man? Are you opposed to that?
Nah, man, because I got the experience. That's what a lot of people can't do what I did, man. You know how many people would have folded in season 1 if they were put in the position that I was put in? They wouldn't have made it, man. It's all about your mindset. What do you want to do at the end of the day? At the end of the day, my goal was to be in the league for years to come, and to do more than just be an okay player. You know, I wanted to travel. I wanted to go to, you know, I wanted to go to China, man, and talk to them about the 2K League. I wanted to do a lot of things, man. I had a lot of personal goals that I wanted to do to see the league grow. It was never just about me just being a star of a team or being this or being that. I just wanted to be in the league. I just wanted to be a part of the league and be a part of something special. I never had a lot of friends growing up. So, you know, in season 1, before everything got shaky, man, I looked at that as an opportunity to meet a lot of people. And it's just really unfortunate that a lot of people didn't really get to know me in season 1. They didn't start getting to know me until I started getting a platform on social media. And then, you know, I started talking to guys like Kenny and Toxic and Tomley Cook and, you know, T Freshy and a lot of other people, man. And that's when I started building real friendships. And they started, like, really seeing, like, okay, this dude's not that bad, you know? Like Hami, me and Hami started talking. Like, all it takes is to have a conversation with me. If you have a conversation with me, it's way different than to just go off of what somebody's telling you that may have, could have possibly happened in season 1. Like, dude, just talk to me. Inbox me. My inbox is open. And as you can see, man, anybody that has a conversation with me, that actually spends time with me and is around me, they like, yo, this dude is nothing but positive vibes, because that is my life. That is my life. Like, I got an older sister and an older brother, a mom and dad that love me. I got 2 daughters. I got way too much going for me, man, to set myself back and to walk around bitter or unhappy. I'm a super happy individual. And I really just think it just takes people getting out of the mindset that, oh, he, you know, if he's back in the league or he do this, he gonna take camera shine off of me. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm trying to bring us all together. If I have a team interview, if I get like player of the game or something, I'm bringing my team on with me. That's what a lot of people don't get. Everybody wants the shine to be all about them. I want the shine to be about the league. I want the shine to be about my team. I just didn't have that opportunity because everything in season 1 was so fast. And it's like, man, like I said, we all had to grow up. It's been 2 years. I had to grow up. A lot of other people had to grow up. But here we are today. So what we going to do? We going to keep dwelling on the past? Or we going to finally give it up? Finally going to say, man, like, yo, cut this dude some slack, man. Like, what are we going to do?
Nah, I'm with you. A few more things. I mean, I'm really enjoying this interview. I mean, because I do believe dialogue is the best. It's the best remedy. It's the best solution to anything. And me personally, that's what I prefer. Not a big fan of texting and messaging and all that. Like, I'd rather, because that stuff gets so misconstrued and everything like that. So I mean. And really, that's one of the large reasons why I even started my podcast is so people could really have an understanding of thing like that. But you know, you've been an avid defender for the female 2K players in the community.
Yeah.
And you know, just speaking on your thoughts and how maybe, you know, a lot of 2K female players are downplayed or are looked down on.
Man, I'm gonna be real, man. The women of 2K are probably the most amazing individuals that I've met on 2K, because it's not about, oh, I know this person, so I'm automatically good, or I know this group of people, so I'm automatically in with them. No, man, they legitimately grind for everything that they have. Like, they grind, bro, and you know it's hard for them. It's harder for women to play any video game, not just 2K, for any video game. It's hard for them. So you got to know they grind for everything that they got, man. And it's like, I appreciate that, because I had to grind. I came from the grind. I wasn't a dude that just had everything given to him, or just lucked up and got put on the top team. Everything I've done up to this point, I had to grind and I had to earn it. And they do the same exact thing. And like I said, man, when it comes to 2K, the community being closed-minded is one of the things that's been holding the ladies back. Just a bunch of egotistical dudes that's just like, yo, nah, there's no way that they can do this or that they can do that. But one thing, man, I've learned, my mom is one of the strongest women in the world. You tell her she can't do something, she's gonna do it. She's gonna find a way to do it, and then she's gonna rub it in your face that she did it. And that is the women of 2K in a nutshell. You tell them that they can't do something, they're going to do it. And I love it. I appreciate it. I hope that they don't, get discouraged with the things that have been going on. But again, it comes down to the community being closed-minded. And when it comes to the league, any woman that's going for the league, stay persistent. Because you're gonna break a wall down just like I broke a wall down, and just like other people have to break walls down. But once you do it, there's no turning back. You just gotta. I think Dave Fry posted something. He said, I think he posted it today. He was like, man, like the hardest thing is like getting past the when you have an issue with somebody on your team. He was like, playing the game is easy. We all play the game, but like the real issue is like the real skill gap is being able to get along with your teammates, and then when y'all beef or whatever, learning how to fix it. You know what I mean? And I really like that, because it is true. Every team is going to have issues, because you're taking people away from the environments that they're used to. You're taking them out of their mom's house. You're taking them out of their apartments, and you're putting them in this team house, or you're putting them in an apartment with guys that they don't really know. And it is an obstacle. And it's like, man, what are you going to do? You going to let it break you, or you going to let it make you? So, I want to give a big shout out to all the ladies in 2K, and I hope they stay persistent, keep going, and y'all are amazing.
Last question, man. Pretty much, we'll be on the eve of 2K21 here soon.
Yeah.
What are some new things that you want to see from 2K as far as the Pro-Am perspective?
Oh, man. So, one of my favorite players in the whole world is Chris Paul. He's one of my favorite players, and it's a few specific reasons that he is, but the main reason is like his ability to lead. I love the fact that point guards are able to lead their team. I want to see more leadership, though. Like right now, all we're seeing is a mirage of scoring. That's all we're seeing. But where's the real leadership? I want to see more leadership. I want to see more guys like talking. I want to see them getting into it. I want to see them like saying like, yo, this is what we need. This is what I need to happen. This is what I need to see happen. This is what I want to do. As far as 2K21 goes, more creativity on the court. I think everyone is getting tired of seeing the same thing. And it starts with 2K putting out a product that we can be more creative with. You can't be too creative with a game like 2K20 or a game like 2K18. Every year we find metas that work for us. But every year it's been like that high pick and roll, two guys in the corner, one guy hash, and the defense is kind of like the same way where you got the lock and then you try to pinch and stuff. But there's no real room for creativity. And to unlock everyone's full potential, I feel like the game needs to 2K needs to just say, hey, look, we're going to put everything into this one right here, and we're going to give them something. Like, that's all I want. Give me something to work with. because me being that point guard isn't the only position that I play. If I want to hop on small forward, I want to feel like I can take over a game at small forward. I mean, I kind of do it now, but like on a bigger scale. Like I want to affect the game in multiple different ways, offensively, defensively, IQ wise. I just want to affect the game, and I want to be able to do it at every position. So I think just 2K just coming out with a game that's a little bit more creative, possibly making the court a little bit bigger. Like right now, point guards are afraid to pass. You know, like I said, I was one of the most passing guards in the whole league in season 1. I want to pass. If I play PG, I want to pass. And the courts are so small, a center can pick the ball off. He could be standing in the paint and pick the ball off if you throw it to the right corner. Like, the game is just, it's too close. They need to spread that thing out a little bit, man, and make players a little bit more movement on the court, you know? But I have faith, man. I'm not gonna stop playing 2K. So I have faith that that the game is gonna be good. And, you know, I just hope that I hope the league builds are good too in 2K21.
Hey man, you know, I wanna thank you for doing this show, and you know, at this time, let people know how they can follow you on social media and even, you know, watch you if you stream.
Yeah, man. So everything is Winner Stays On. So I mean, I'm very active on Twitter. That's where you can follow me. It's just at winner_stays with a Z_on. That's where you can find me. And if anybody wants to run with me anytime, you can add me up. My PSN is the same thing if you're on PSN. I have an Xbox as well. I just don't play too much on it. But if you want to add me up, it's Winner Stays On, spelled the same exact way. And my inbox is always open for anybody going through things, or if you just need somebody to talk to. I don't judge. Just reach out to me and talk to me if you're going through anything in life. And you know, let's just continue to uplift each other and be positive towards each other, because at the end of the day, we're all we got.
Man, that's true, man. And just at this time, I want to thank everybody who tuned in to this episode. Just make sure you follow the OG2CENTS podcast at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow me on all social media platforms at OG King CURT. That's Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Make sure you can go to www.ogkingcurt.com for everything OG King CURT and the podcast. Make sure you follow the OG2CENTS podcast on social media at the OG2CENTS podcast. That's on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You know, shout out to my team, Dave at the 2K Zone, Strider Visuals, Box Graphics, and Cy Evermore. Make sure to check out the 2K Zone shows. I got the 2K Zone Roundtable, which is the NBA 2K League review show every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Also, the 2K Zone Center Stage, another NBA 2K League preview show. That's every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Mondays at 8 and Wednesday and Thursday at 6. All shows are streamed live on www.twitch.tv/2KZN. You can catch me on EsportsXTRA at Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays with host Larry Ridley, the crew, Renee Montgomery, Coach K, and Darren Rowell. It's a very good show. We talk about real sports and esports, so make sure you tune in. And just make sure you check out next week's episode as well. And remember, if it makes sense, it's an OG2CENTS. OG out.
Put this work in, fellas. And much, much, much love to the entire 2K community for always showing me love. Without y'all, we wouldn't be here. Yeah.